Halloween, once a night of ghoulish delight. Now, a pale shadow for adults. No more costumes, no more trick-or-treating, just faint echoes of childhood thrills. This year, however, felt different. A chill snaked down my spine, whispering of unsettling things to come. The old Victorian house creaked with every gust of wind. I surveyed my handiwork. Cobwebs draped, pumpkins carved, flickering lights casting eerie shadows. A chill permeated the air, despite the warmth inside. I tried to shake off the unease, blaming it on the overactive imagination of a writer. The doorbell shrieked. The first trick-or-treaters of the night. I grabbed the candy bowl, plastering on a smile. But as I opened the door, my breath hitched. Standing on my porch was a figure unlike any I'd seen before. He was tall and gaunt, draped in a white sheet. But it wasn't his attire that chilled me to the bone. It was his mask. Blank, white, and utterly devoid of features. It was as if all light, all humanity, had been devoured by its emptiness.
Trick or treat.
His voice, a hollow echo. His gloved hand, clutching a tattered sack, trembled slightly. I fumbled for the candy, my unease growing with each passing second. His presence radiated an unnatural stillness, broken only by the rustling of leaves. He extended his sack, never once breaking eye contact. I dropped the candy, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. He finally turned, his white sheet billowing behind him like a ghostly shroud. I watched him disappear into the night, the image of the blank mask seared into my mind. I locked the door, a wave of relief washing over me. But the feeling was short-lived. A noise from upstairs sent shivers down my spine. It was faint, like footsteps. I grabbed a fireplace poker, my pulse quickening. Had he followed me? Was someone inside? Step by cautious step, I made my way upstairs. The floorboards creaked under my weight, amplifying the silence. I gripped the poker tighter, my knuckles white. The footsteps grew louder. They were coming from my study. Heart pounding in my ears, I threw open the door. And there he was. The figure in the white sheet and the featureless mask, standing in the middle of my study. He turned, the blank mask seeming to stare directly into my soul.
Have you seen a little girl? She's lost.
Confusion warred with terror. What? I stammered, my voice barely a whisper. He took a step closer, his gloved hand reaching up to remove the mask.
"My daughter," he pleaded, his voice cracking with emotion. "She ran off looking for candy. She was wearing a white sheet, just like me."
Underneath the mask was a man, his face etched with worry. He looked like any other concerned parent, his eyes red-rimmed and filled with fear. My grip on the poker loosened. Had I misjudged him? The police arrived quickly, sirens wailing in the night. The man, distraught and apologetic, explained about his daughter. The officers, their faces grim, searched the house and the surrounding woods. Hours later, they found her. Or rather, what was left of her. A small, lifeless hand protruding from beneath a pile of leaves. She was still clutching a white mask. A mask that was anything but blank. This one had features. Grotesque, exaggerated features twisted into a horrifying grin. The man, his face a mask of grief, was taken away. The police called it a Halloween prank gone wrong, a tragic accident. But I knew better. The image of the blank mask, the feeling of dread, the impossible encounter in my study, it all pointed to something more sinister. Now, as I sit alone in my silent house, the shadows seem to whisper. Was he truly a grieving father? Or was he something else entirely? Something that walks among us, hidden in plain sight? The truth, like the expression on that blank mask, remains elusive, a chilling reminder that some doors are best left unopened.